Doug, be careful. This guy's, he's crazy.
What's going on?
How are you, my friend?
I'm absolutely superb. What about you?
Good. So, Lee, this is my good buddy, Doug. And Doug and I we actually met on LinkedIn about a year and a half ago, Doug. Was it nearly a year and a half, 2 years?
2 years, coming up 2 years.
So, and Lee, the thing that you should know is Doug is totally deaf. And so he has to watch the screen for the translation. So if you say to him, he can understand that. So, you just, every time you want to catch his attention, say, and he'll, see, it's very good. It's perfect.
Doug's going to have some fun with me then.
Yeah. I don't think he actually is deaf. I think he just acts that to pick up women. I'm not sure.
That's what he does, right? I mean, that's pure dirty. I love it.
Well, it's working wonders for me.
Yeah. So Lee, let me introduce Lee. So Lee runs a very high-end security organization. He's based in Mexico City. You can tell by his accent, he's not Mexican. He's just one degree worse. He's English. And we caught up a couple of weeks ago at the Close Protection Conference in Vegas. And it's basically 500 or 600 guys with no necks all get together and talk about weird stuff. But we hit it off tremendously, and Lee was an integral part of the committee and of the organizing group for the event. And we work with companies like Lee's all the time. In fact, I've just come off Lee a 6-day detail up in the mountains for a very high net worth individual, and we're going to go back next week to look after the same client. So you get the deal. He's traveling with a whole entourage, and I was trying to explain to Doug that yours and my primary purpose in these sort of jobs is not really to protect the client from harm, but to protect them from social media and being on the front page of the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah,
so Lee,
absolutely.
Welcome. That we don't really want to, well, we can talk about security stuff, but the thing that fascinates both Doug and I is the kindness games. And that's, I think, central to the whole LinkedIn community. So why don't you introduce yourself and then talk to us about the kindness games?
I'd love to. Doug, it's an honor to meet you, and Simon, thank you for that beautiful introduction. My head is swelling. Doug, I don't know if you know, but we sent all of our convicts to Australia. That's what where Simon comes from, unfortunately. But he's a good man, and we enjoy each other's company, and we love to. Our personality is to rib one another. That's how we get through. So let me make a quick intro of myself. So Lee Alton, the COO and co-founder of Fortress Risk Management, and the co-founder and ambassador of the Kindness Games, and the ambassador and influencer for Getting Security Done, and co-founder and host of Human Side of Security. So there you go. So I have a lot of strings to my bow, and it's always an honor to represent someone else's brand and to be part of what you guys are doing. And that really leads me into the Kindness Games and being kind, generous with positivity, leading with kindness, and making people curious about kindness. Now, myself and a chap called Tim Wenzel were the original co-founders, and then Kelsey and Kaikashan came on as the other co-founders of the Kindness Games. We also have our own COO, Kathleen Farris, who we affectionately call Coach Kat. We're about 3 followers shy of 1,000 followers on LinkedIn, only being in existence, for a year. Our actual anniversary was this previous September. why we created the Kindness Games really came from Tim. Tim saw a post of mine on LinkedIn, and Simon, I know, watches me on LinkedIn quite a lot. Is I am all about teamwork, leading from the front, empowering your people, and inspiring others. I don't do anything in life to get a like. I'm not interested in people liking me. That's not what I do in life. What I try to do is open doors for others so that they can walk through and enjoy their life with positivity and kindness. So Tim saw one of my posts where it was over the weekend, and, you know, like Simon mentioned earlier, you know, even though we are the owners of our companies, we are very involved, not micromanagers, but because of our personalities and brands, we are helpers. We love to protect, we love to facilitate, and we enjoy making others happy. So my team had been running operation all weekend, and they'd done brilliant. So I wanted them to know how appreciative I was, and same again, how the client enjoyed, you know, their service to ensure that their business went accordingly and successfully. So Tim saw this post of me being really applauding and championing my team, and he was like, I tell you what, we need to do something with that. And something so simple is often overlooked, and we don't cherish those people that really do the stuff for me. The reason why myself and my brands have become a success are the people that are in it. Nothing to do with me. I'm just the captain of the ship. I just steer the boat, and I plot the course and the voyage, you know, that we need to embark upon. The others are the ones who do the magic. They're the ones who do the hard work. They're the ones that go through the blood, sweat, and tears. You often hear a business owner stressing and saying, oh, it's difficult running a business. It is. But the reason why I work so hard is to give my 100 and plus team members to have a wonderful life. Because when you employ one person, you think about an average household, it's 3 or 4 people, right? So exponentially, you are supporting nearly 1,000 people, you know, plus, you know, you're actually involved in impacting their lives with every decision you make. So the Kindness Games and me being kind and me being positive is who I am, but it's the others that we've been able to bring into it. And the Kindness Games is not just about security professionals. Now, predominantly it started as security professionals, but, you know, we saw a lot of people come in from law enforcement, leadership and development, wellness, mental health, you know, specialist professionals. And they were like, hold up, we want to be part of this. This seems amazing. And what it is, it's a 30-day journey. And every day you just shout someone out and, you know, and say, hey, Doug or Simon, I really appreciate everything you've done in my life. And you're the reason why I am at this place. You know, I'm at peace. I feel centered and I'm happy. Now, and so that's what it's all about. It's just about being gracious and showcasing gratitude. Simon, I know you want to say something.
No, I just think it's, well, one, it's weird that it's weird that an English person can come up with something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, I mean that in the sense that it's anti-Aussie and anti-English to be.
It is.
You know, like hug each other, high fives, all that, be kind.
Yeah.
And I think also with LinkedIn, Doug and I talk about this, is perhaps the critique of LinkedIn, you know, the negative view is that it's become a bit snowflake and kittens. You know, there's a lot of stuff on it. And, you know, a lot of people would say, geez, I wish LinkedIn went back to being a business networking platform. But I think what the other really unusual thing is that for a group of security professionals to actually embrace this is probably, it goes against our industry, don't you think, to a point?
Yeah, it does in a way, and it goes against everything that we're taught from as kids. Let me go really back to my youth, and I have the two most amazing and loving parents ever, and that is where I learn, respect my elders, open doors, all of those fundamental respect characteristics I was taught by my parents, and also a role model and a hero in my life, my grandfather, is still alive to this day. Now, that being said, even though I love and I worship my father, I have never, ever hugged my father in my life, right? It's always a handshake and how are you, Dad? Now, that's just the way it is. And that is just the English style. So you are right in what you
Well, that's
say.
also the American style. Don't get that wrong. Middle America, very stoic. Yeah, good job. Off you go. So, we got tough love too.
Well, I don't know, Doug. I mean, like, as me and Simon know, that a lot of our American brothers and sisters are very huggy, and they're all about brother and sister straight away. Now, when again, because I have a great affection for the US because my two daughters are Americans. So, and they live in Texas. But when I first moved to the US and I was in a bar, someone was putting drinks in front of me, and I was like, who is buying me a drink? I know no one in this bar. Now in England and in Australia, Simon will tell you, that is a trick if you want to roll someone over, right? You basically, get them drunk. Next minute they go into the toilets and you do them in. So I was like, okay, I'm wise to this trick. And then there's this guy at the other end of the bar was like, hey man, where are you from? And I was like, well, I'm from England. And, this part of Texas where I lived was Texas Hill Country. And they know nothing outside of Texas Hill Country. Like literally the only place that they would know in England is London. You're from London, man. And I just say, yes, it's easier because if I then go on a conversation, they're not going to understand. They don't really understand what I'm saying, even though we technically speak the same language. So it's like, okay, but going to where Simon, our industry is tough. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to humanize everybody, and I'm trying to empower the authenticity. Now, I have a big challenge with LinkedIn, and I actually lost a job before because my personal life encroached in my professional life. Now, even though that was a dark time, in my life and in my career, I've actually used that as a learning moment. And I actually believe that I need to know what's going on at home with all of my team members. So I need to know who they are personally. I need to know, what their wife's name is, what their kid's name is, what their hobbies are, what their passions, because I believe if I have a team member that is happy at home, he or she's going to show up at work and do a great job. Yeah. So this is where I'm going with LinkedIn. A lot of people say, oh yeah, but it's too personal now. See, I call BS on that because I like people to be personal. I like to see who they are. Now, I know there's a fine line, and I don't want to see stupidity, coming into LinkedIn, but I do need to know who like for example, me and Simon never met in life, right? Until Vegas last week. Yet we were still trying to do business virtually, because he knows someone that I know extremely well, trusted, professional, and they referred Simon to me. So Simon, and again, I can tell you numerous stories. I've made millions of dollars with people that I've never even met. I met someone at Orlando GSX, Global Security Exchange, this year, who I'd made a couple of $1 million with, and it was the first time I'd ever met him in person. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, our industry used to be tough, and yes, our industry used to be perceived as like knuckle draggers, if you want to put that, that derogatory terminology. But our industry and our communities come a long way. And I think like, and Simon will be able to add to this, is that the most recent conference that we were in Vegas showcased the empathy, the compassion, the positivity, the kindness that everybody was willing to show each other. And I can tell you, and I'm happy to do this because I don't care what anybody thinks about me, I was seriously emotional, right? I actually was, at times, I had to kind of walk away from certain, because I was like, I haven't seen or interacted with some of these people for 2 years. Yeah. And some of and I've become virtually best friends with some of these people, like myself and Simon and a few of our other friends. We shared a beautiful dinner together, with my wife. And again, I can tell you how she felt. I mean, she has used our house, through the pandemic and called it the bunker. So to go to Vegas, to be swamped and surrounded by people, and then for me to take her into a conference where, like Simon said, there was, around just north of 600 people, and for people to rush her and hug on her, she was overwhelmed with it, because she was like, oh my God, I don't even know some of these people. But because I'm very present, very vocal, an extrovert, super confident, I'm always online and I'm always doing videos, people know her through me. So it's, and again, I just love what we're doing. And I love, now I'm not trying to enforce kindness. I'm not saying to you, hey, Doug, you're not a kind person because you don't do the same as me. That's not what I'm all about. I want to know who you are. And I also I like to dig deep in people, and I love to have a conversation, and I love to debate. And I also love to talk to people who have the opposite opinion of me. I don't want to surround myself with a load of arse lickers, because I'm not interested in that, right? And also, what do I learn out of that? And how do I grow as a human being? And, you'll hear, people say, oh, I'm an authentic leader, or vulnerable, or and think, you won't hear me say that. I just want to be me. And if you class me as that, and like when I put posts out online, I'm not asking you to say, oh, Lee, you're an amazing leader and blah, blah, blah. I'm just doing something because I want to do a bit of thought provocation. I'm just sending it out there because, one, it makes me feel better. And two, in hope that I'm giving you something, a pearl of wisdom or a little snippet that will help you through the day. I can tell you, I am one of those annoying people that gets up early every day and I've got a smile on my face, right? And you're like, why is this guy so happy? Why is he positive all the time? And I can tell you, because I've gone on a journey. I've understood what trauma, what tumultuous events are all about, what it feels like to actually be on your knees. My life hasn't always been successful. I've had to go through tragic events to be where I am today. So I just feel that I was put on this planet to help others and give back. And that's why I am the person that Simon's met, face to face. And genuinely what you do see is what you get with me, and I am 100 miles an hour. And I can tell you, when I do go into a room, I literally come in there with an explosion. I've got so much energy. But also, when I then get back to my hotel at night or at my house at night, it's like a drug. I then come down from that drug, right? And I literally crash. So, I have to be careful. And also, I have to be careful with people who I call vacuums, because a lot of people want to suck my energy. Now, I'll step into your space and help you. But if you try and suck too much from me, then we're no good to each other. So, it's about balance, and it's being harmonious as well, and in the moment to really, do a generous kind of giving event with someone.
So Lee, Doug, the reason people hug Lee's wife is because she's a lot better looking than he is. So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Have a look at Lee. That's only a face a mother would love, right? So you want to see, Doug, you want to see my impression of an Englishman being emotional? Are you ready?
Let me see. Accurate.
That's an emotional Englishman. Ready?
Yeah.
That's it.
And then we go in the bathroom and throw water over our face to to mock that we've been crying.
Yeah. So
By the way, I just noticed as we was talking, 3 things kept coming up in this conversation that I hope we could talk about for the next half hour. So one of them was about LinkedIn. Let's keep this a business networking platform. The other one was about running a business with people in mind, meaning you are intensely worried and want to support your people. I want to tackle that. And the third one was the transformation of the security business from a rough, cowboyish image to what it is about to become. So the first one, I am sick and tired of telling others what to post on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Now granted, don't be stupid. Don't pull your top up so we can see your all that. Obviously, that belongs on Instagram. Go do that. But when people say stuff like that, I'm like, there is no way you get business. There is no way, because I've gone to business conferences before. I've interacted with people before. We don't really talk about business 100%. We have a laugh, we have a drink, we talk, we banter. Then we talk about business, then we talk about a possible deal, then we go back to bantering. It's never, in my experience, 100% all about business. When you go meet people in the real world, and why would it not be different on LinkedIn? I mean, I don't want to do business with robots. I want to do business with people like Simon. He's a pain in the ass, but I actually enjoy talking to Simon all the time. It makes my life enjoyable. The work become more fun, and we both make money. What's not to like? So
Right.
It really bothered me when people say, "Oh, let's keep this a business platform." It already is. You dang back. It is a business platform. Just relax, have fun. If people start pulling up the shirt, then you ban them. It's really simple. Am I wrong, Simon?
no, I mean, Lee, we're working on a security project at the moment, and I gave it to Doug. I had him write the copy for this course, and then we put it all together. And Doug's on retainer with us, so we've been working together for a year and a half. And he said, he said, what you've produced is shit. It's shit. And I'm thinking, that's exactly what I want to hear. I don't want to hear, just like you, with the negative energy. I don't want Doug to blow. I have enough people like you to blow hot air up our ass every day.
Yeah.
So I think that I value our relationship a lot more. And Doug and I didn't meet for shit. We only met a couple of months ago, Doug, wasn't it, in Chicago? I actually flew to Chicago for work. And so I thought I wanted to see if he was, as bald and as ugly as he was on TV. So we went and had lunch together. And so, and when we do meet, you'd think that sort of everything was going to change, but everything stayed the same, which was perfect. And so I think I agree with him, is that I think what you and I and what was demonstrated in Vegas was that amazing, genuine connection with people in an industry that's not really, a lot of people would have thought, gee, is that normal for the security industry? I mean, Doug probably doesn't get it too much, but you've got some serious tier 1 operators in that room. I mean, who have seen the worst side of humanity.
Yeah.
I've only seen a glimpse of it. You've seen a lot more, but it just seems to be so interesting that you've developed the kindness games out from the basis of those sort of people. And how do minions like Doug and I get involved? How do people how do the 3 people that listen to our podcast join the kindness games and participate?
You got 3 people listening? Is that like us 3? Well, like when we listen to
No,
ourselves?
it's my mother, Doug's mother, and a pissed off girlfriend of mine, because she's stalking me and I can't get rid of her.
Look, this is what I say to everybody. You're already involved. Without actually, jumping into the kindness games, you're already involved by the fact that that we're friends, and that we're having this conversation and we're spreading awareness. I mean, and again, I want to showcase the conversations that we actually, me and you had in Mexico.
Right.
We probably once talked about business, like, and that was probably like, hey Lee, yeah, I've got someone. And I was like, yeah, mate, no worries.
Right.
Do it when you want. I mean, and the rest of it was just banter, ripping the piss out of each other, and enjoying life. And I can tell you now, literally 99.9% of my clients have become friends, have become people that I can go out to dinner with, have drinks with, watch a game of football with. But when it's game time, it's game time. And again, that's something that not everybody has. Genuinely it is a gift, and you've either got it or you can't. You can coach someone and you can nurture, and empower those attributes. But there are certain people on this planet that just have this natural gift of, I run a business, but I never sell. I'm not, I'm interested in the friendship. I'm interested in knowing you, first and foremost. And, if we make money on the other end, then okay, it's cool, but it's no skin off my nose. And that's not what I'm having this conversation with. And so how does everybody get involved with the Kindness Games? Again, if you want to join the Kindness Games starts off with the 30-day journey, right? Once you complete the 30 days, then you come into another group, what we call, which is the Kindness Games, or TKG alumni. And within that group, we have specialist groups where we're helping other great brands out, we're helping charities out, we're helping organizations out. The Kindness Games also has a wellness program for corporate organizations. We helped out Access Communications Canada with such a program, where they embarked on a 7-day week kindness kind of blast, if you want to put it that way. And also we did some wellness videos and had some conversations to help out the connectivity and empower inclusivity and communication within those teams. I think sometimes in businesses, we foster so much toxic and narcissistic behavior there, then you've got a problem on your hands, because then what you've then got is you've got colleagues who are negatively competing, technically not physically fighting, but a lot of times emotionally and doing things to trip each other up. And even if you look at organizations, right, most organizations, they have this horrible hotline called the whistleblower hotline. And that kind of statement in its own right is so toxic. So why don't they have a hotline where you can give kindness, the kindness hotline, right? Where you've seen someone within your team who's done, a great act of, a real good job. Why can't you get on the phone and call HR and say, hey, so-and-so did a great job today, and I'd like he or she to be recognized. So, that's, again, when people ask me of how I get involved, is that I try and have a conversation with them. I try to understand them. And when we get into a conversation, I notice certain triggers or flashpoints or how they react to certain words that I might say, or if I'm very open, I'm a hugger. Simon knows that I am definitely a hugger. Which is a bit sickly. But you have to be careful in this day and age, because especially with COVID. if you're at COVID, also if you're interacting with women, some women don't like that, and again, because of like me opening doors and things, or saying things like ladies first, some women would get upset about that and say, I don't need your help. I don't, I am not. And I get involved a lot in women in security. And I actually did a presentation. I was part of a panel with my awesome friend, Brittany Galley, who is, about to, I think, be president of ASIS, International Women in Security. And, I was very worried about this, because Brittany didn't give me any questions or any dialogue or any direction. She just put me on stage on this wonderful, comfy couch and just bombarded me with questions. But in a way, she knew how I would step in and lean into those questions and help. And I was always conscious of, I don't want women to perceive me as a white knight, because I know that's not what they need. But also, I believe that women in security, what I was trying to say is, don't allow yourself to become a victim or stay as a victim, because that is when, the people who discriminate against you or are predators against you, that's when they've won. And then that's when you're giving them the real power. And I actually showcased that if you look across the demographic at chief security officers and global director of security, there are a lot more women now. And I've spoken to some amazing people. My friend Bo at Citibank, or the Citigroup, sorry, he has got a very diverse team too. And we were talking about the emergence of women professionals within security. And again, I encourage any security company, operator, large corporation, to have a real blend of young and seasoned professionals, male and female, from all kinds of different backgrounds. Like one of my top performers in my business, he's from the financial industry. He knows nothing about security, or knew nothing about security. Yeah, I sat down with him and have coached and mentored him for 5 years. Now, I'm not trying to say an egotistical thing because he sat with me that he's become brilliant. He was already brilliant. I just needed to show him his brilliance and get him to understand what I needed from him and how he could succeed. And it's the same with a lot of my other star performers, the women that I've got within my team too. And I'm always showing grace and gratitude to them. So you joining the kindness games is kind of mirroring the attributes, characteristics, and applications that I do every single day. And I guarantee that you already do it anyway. You just maybe don't know how to recognize it. My job is to shine a light on, actually, Doug, actually, Simon, you're already doing it. And going back to another one of your questions, Doug, of like Simon Italia, we are very personable people. We're about relationships. And the reason why we've become a known brand is because of that, is because our clients love the fact of, yeah, Simon and Lee own the business, but I know I can call them 24/7 and I know that they'll do anything for me. And like, I don't want to name drop and throw names out there, but we deal with some very important big people who you will see all over, and there'll be bad press about them. They're just like me and you. They're just like us, right? They're no different. Just because they have billions of dollars doesn't mean that they're not normal. They're not human. So, but another thing that me and Simon will do is we won't
except for Mark Zuckerberg, right? Mark, the guy who runs Facebook, it was a bad joke. So he's not human.
Yeah, but we won't crawl up their backsides, right? Just to make them happy. Like if they want to do something that we don't agree with, we'll tell them and say, we don't agree with that. And actually, if you want to do that, that's on you. That's not what we do. Now, and I can tell you, they'll appreciate that advice. 24/7.
Yeah, I think, Lee, I mean, so without boring Doug with the details of what we do, but we just came off a job, and you'll relate to this. This particular person's the CEO of a company. It's the market cap of the company is 100 billion. He's worth probably 20. Crisis 24 leads his security detail. We were part of that security detail on the weekend in Colorado, and he's single. And so, it's not really him that's deciding his fate anymore, Doug. It's the board of the company that he works for that says to companies like Lee's that, your job is to keep him out of harm's way. So the people that gather around him in the evenings and parties at the residence, and Lee, as Lee quite rightly said, our job, and the team leader, Lee, was probably 30. So he was 25 years younger than I was.
Yeah.
And I was essentially reporting to him on for the last 6 days. But we all respected each other, and we pushed against the client saying, no, that's not what's going to happen tonight. And because those people at that level are too used to having yes men. And so our job as the security team is to not be yes men. Our job is to keep him safe, keep his people safe, and keep him out of the press. Because as you could understand, that a 2% reduction in the share price because of a stupid act that was caught on camera the day before in a ski town, is catastrophic. Like the cost for security for the week is inconsequential to the issue. Now, I know that sounds very American and very commercial, but that's the fact of reality of what we deal with every day, as you know. It's not,
Yeah.
Are people concerned about the physical threat upon themselves? Yes, to an extent, certainly in your part of the world, yes. But in other parts, no, it's the reputational damage to that person that's a far bigger commercial impact than anything. And so that requires you and I to have posture and a relationship that a lot of people just can't get to, because we've got to assert authority over the client to say, here are the boundaries with which you can work in and not. And that's why you and I get requested to go back and back and back. Like I've got to go, I just finished 6 days. I've got to go back next week for 8 days somewhere else. And I think that goes back to your whole point, is that I would like to think that our clients that we deal with know that they can call me anytime. I mean, that's what separates probably us from a lot of people, because you and I are accessible as the owners. And I'm not sure if you can you coach that to someone else? I'm not sure. You either have it or don't.
No, it's difficult. And I think that's, you can to a certain extent, but again, I think it's a gift that you're born with. And again, it's like, it's a living and breathing organism that you have inside. You have to keep feeding it. And again, look, everybody has different gifts in life. And this is what I say to everybody is like, hey, you don't have to be the next me. You need to be the next you. And again, right. So that's what I do a lot in my life is I shine a light and find what their talents are, what they enjoy. I also find out what they don't like, what is painful for them. Because again, sometimes you have to go through that leap of faith and get outside your comfort zone to really create some kind of magic. So again, it's important as for us, and this is where I go back to understanding someone's personality and understanding someone's private life. Because if you don't know what's going on at home, and they could be going through a tumultuous marriage, for example, there could be some domestic violence going on in that house. And you then, and it could happen to, the man or the woman in that relationship. Then they're coming to work and they've got all of this emotional scarring, potentially physical scarring, which they're hiding up too. So it's important. And again, I encourage people just to be passionate and love what they do. And if you are in a job that you don't love or not passionate about, go and find something else that you really enjoy. Right. And people will say to me, yeah, but it's not as easy as that. It actually is. And you are actually, in control of your life, irrelevant of what you're, you have the left and right? You have the angel and the devil sitting on your shoulder and they're always battling. But guess what? It's on you. You are the master of your own destiny, and you do have that paintbrush in your hand and you can paint that masterpiece. Stop making excuses and allowing others to drive your emotions.
Right.
Hey, how did you get into security business?
So I was ex-military, and
he wasn't a very good porn star, so he had to do something else.
Yeah, not very gifted downstairs, mate. Let's put it that way. So basically, I was of the age group when private contracting was at the height of opportunities. Let's put it that way. And I was a very young sergeant in the Royal Engineers in the British Army, and I didn't really see myself going where I really wanted to go within the military, even though I loved it and it was part of my life. And I saw some friends getting offered these amazing financial opportunities, yes, in a conflict zone or a war zone, if you want to describe it like that. But, let me put it this way in terms of numbers. In the British Army, I was clearing £2,000 a month, which is nothing. And even at that, what was it? This was in 2006 when I left the army. It still wasn't a lot of money. And then a company, which Simon knows very well, was basically recruiting, and all you had to do was do their hostile environments course, and that guaranteed you a job in Iraq, where literally you would go straight into a job and you would be paid £20,000 a month. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I could basically give to myself and to my family a great life. So I was just like, hey, let's do it. So I signed out of the army, and like literally, so I left. I marched out of the barracks on December the 6th, 2006, and I landed in Basra Boxing Day, so 26th of December 2006.
That's
so
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. And and I know a lot of people struggle with transitions, when they leave the army or military but I never struggled, because I went from one brotherhood to another brotherhood, and I was surrounded by the same personalities. And as you see with me and Simon, we have what we call wicked sense of humors, right? Sometimes what comes out of our mouths, you have people around us cringing and saying, did he really say that? But it's, we are very sarcastic, and our sense of humor it cuts to the bone. But the reason why we are what we are is because, like what Simon said earlier, we've seen some very tragic and traumatic events. We've seen people killed, blown up. We've had to save. We've seen torture, in front of our eyes. It's not very nice. So you have to then try and find a way to compartmentalize what you're seeing in front of you, or try and digest it to the best of your ability. So if you think about all of those poor souls out there that suffer with PTSD, and I know there's a lot of fakers out there, and I'm going to say something to the fakers out there. Please stop faking it, because there are some genuine people out there that have very tragic and traumatic PTSD that need help. So if you're one of those that's just trying to get a bit of money or scam someone, stop doing it, because I know a lot of people that suffer in silence and have committed suicide and are suffering with some severe mental health challenges, and it's just horrible. So I don't want to go into that kind of deep and negative world, but I try to help as many people as I can, really, mate. And that's what I'm all about, and that's what my aura is these days. I'm still an arsehole by trade, that's what I say, but I do have a lot of kindness in me, and I am going on a crusade to help others.
So Doug, because we don't talk about this side of the work very much, and so I know Doug. I met Doug Lee as a copywriter. I mean, he's really, but more than that. I mean, Doug's the perfect example of how to tackle social media, and he's never once pitched anything. Just like I would like to think. I mean, we've never pitched anything on LinkedIn. We just don't. I don't use it as that platform. Like you, Lee, I probably try and use it more of as a personal brand, stage, as opposed to look at what we do: transportation, security, blah blah blah. Yeah. Some people would say, well, you failed. You're not getting any business out of LinkedIn. Well, I'm okay with that. The only questionable thing Doug has done lately is go on TikTok. And he basically smokes a huge joint, and then he does like 10 TikTok sessions in a row. And but I'd have to be so drunk to do TikTok. I think I'm not sure if I can do it yet. I'm thinking about it.
I've done some, mate. And again, it's interesting again because of where me and you are from. I've had to really transform myself, and get comfortable with a lot of things, because I know some of my friends and family back home are bloody like, what is he doing?
Yeah,
Why is he
lost the plot?
Yeah, why is he doing what he is today? And I'm not doing it for fame. I'm not doing it to show off. I'm not doing it to get clicks. I'm just doing
Clearly
me.
not doing it to pick up women.
Well, I'm happy with my life, and and you've met the better half, and again, I'm a lucky, humbled, and blessed man, and and I want more people to have the
From
kind
the
of
waist
life.
up, at least you are.
Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly.
But so I think it's going back to what you've done, and I know Doug has the same mission, because I see him every day. He's just relentless. He just shows up every day on LinkedIn. He pushes the platform to its limit, and I think he's doing the same. He leads by example, which is what you do, which is what I admire both of you in that case, because it requires so much effort, I think. And I think that's when the results pay off. People think that there's a secret to LinkedIn, and Doug has these conversations with potential clients all the time. The secret is there is no secret. The secret is just show up, be yourself.
Yeah. I mean, they talk, I mean, there is genuine algorithms that you can hit, but
so what? If you put a picture of a puppy dog on LinkedIn tomorrow.
Well, that's the thing. It depends.
2,500 likes. Okay,
so
fine.
I always say, what do you want out of something? What are you trying to do with a platform? What are you, and again, because of who I am and what I'm trying to represent, if I don't show up as the person that I genuinely am every day, you have to be careful, because then you start living a lie, right? And then, because our lives are in the spotlight every day, and you can find out so much about someone just by Googling their name, then if you're not, and again, the word authenticity and authentic is overused, but if you're not being that person, people are going to find you out, and people are going to trip you up. And again, going on about marketing, I've monetized LinkedIn. I have actually got loads of business and clients out of LinkedIn, but that's not because of I'm saying we're a security and risk management company and these are the services that we provide. Either someone like Simon or our good friend Neil is like, Lee's got a company in Mexico, or anywhere in Latin America, or and even we do global stuff now, and but we'll do it through partners. Is like, hey, Lee can help you out. I mean, that's how I've grown. And but again,
that's it. But that's the whole point, is that because of the relationship and the network that you have built, that to say with Doug and me, say, okay, we'd not met before Vegas, but we'd interacted a lot on LinkedIn. And I know that you're the only option for us in Latin America. So, and then price is irrelevant, because at the level that we deal at with that is not the issue, is that I got to give this job to someone I trust implicitly. Yeah. And so you've already done 80% of the hard work. I know that you're not going to fail from a competency perspective, because I just know. And
well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, and we've had this conversation, and I've had this conversation with our good friends Neil and Gary. Right. So if I got anything in Denver or Colorado, that's coming straight to you, and without any question, and it's like, I wouldn't even have to say, Simon, can you do this? I would just say, hey, we got this, go and do it. And you'd be like, yeah, cool. And it's the same in London. If I get anything in London, that's going straight to Neil and Gary. Irrelevant if I don't know that they've got that certain vehicle or if they've got this relevant manpower. I just want them to manage it, because, first and foremost, they're my friends, but I'm not giving them the job because they're my friends. I know what they're doing on the other side. I know what they're going to deliver. And I know that they'll represent me, my brand, and my client with the utmost respect, and the service quality will be through the roof. And that's what it's all about.
Right. And the same thing with Doug. I said Doug's been on retainer for us for a while, and I don't look at it and saying, oh, what was his output for the month? He and I might only have one phone call in a month. Or, we go backwards and forwards on email and stuff. But because I trust him and I want him on as counsel, I want to just be able to bounce stuff off him. I don't look at it saying, oh, I think we've moved beyond that sort of vendor client type relationship. It's just, hey, he's part of the network. I need him. I want to bounce something off him. Just like earlier on, he told me that the work we produced was crap. Okay, good. That's exactly what I want. Let's go back and fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to have those hard truths, mate. You need to surround yourself with those people that are, I always say about, I surround myself with talent, but I also surround myself with people that are going to push back on me. Now, if you're going to say to me, oh, that's shit, you can't just say to me that's shit because you want to say it's shit. I want to know why, right? And it's the same again. It's like, it kind of really makes my blood boil when the people call themselves leaders and they have a meeting and then they say, right, this is what we're going to do, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and let's go, right? No, when I go into a meeting, I'm like, right, this is what we've got. How are we going to do it? And then I'll just throw it out there and I'll let everybody else debate it, have their opinions, points, showcase tangible facts, evidence, etc. And then literally we'll go with the best idea, but then whoever's doing the job, I got to make sure that idea suits their personality and their skill set as well. So there are many fundamentals that most of these so-called super leaders overlook. And then all of a sudden, that task that they've been given, they don't perform. Yeah. And the main reason is because they can't get past their ego.
Right.
I agree.
Doug, so I'm really keen to get behind Lee's, the initiative. And I think, as he said before, it's like, I think with the combined networks that we have, people are doing that instinctively every day. I mean, people like Amy and Claire and Darren and Jenny Tilgren, she's amazing, right? But Lee, I just wanted to thank you, brother, for coming on to talk with Doug and I. I know Doug was completely blown away when he was, thinking, I can't believe a security person started this initiative, and an English one. And
yeah, exactly.
It looks like you've been on a bender all night. Did you just wake up? What have you been doing?
That's all I do, mate. That's all I do every night. Again, I live life to the max, smoke cigars and drink rum all day.
Yeah, well, I know. That's where you live, right?
Yeah, exactly.
See, Doug, Lee's not happy unless he's getting shot at. That's why he lives in Mexico City. He loves a good kidnapping. Once a day, he wants, the excitement of going to the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. No, hey, let me say something to you guys. I'm super humble. I'm super grateful that I just love an opportunity to be with others and have these amazing conversations. And again, my main mission in life is just to help one person every day. And if
Doug needs a lot of help.
Yeah. Look, what I'll do, guys, is I'll send some more information on the kindness games. And again, there's no pressure because, like I said to you earlier, you're already being kind in your own environments and your ecosystems. But yeah, I'd love for us to be able to flood the airwaves with more kindness, get people curious about it, have more open conversations. I think a lot of people have forgotten the power of what we're doing right now, the interaction, the communication. Put down your cell phones, turn off your laptops, turn the TV off, and just have a genuine good old chinwag. So Lee, I've got to teach you some sign language. Are you ready? Yeah, so go on, mate. When you say goodbye to Doug, you've just got to do this. See, do that. It's a sign of affection. All right. I don't think it is, but I'll do it. It is. It's like to join in. I see you. I love your face. Yeah. I mean, fuck off. No, don't tell him that. Now you've ruined it. Exactly. Yes, when I get chinned by someone, when I do it to them. Do that to someone. It's good. Thanks for coming on, Lee. It was great. Right, Simon. Hey, thanks, guys. You're awesome. Keep doing great stuff. And anything I can do to support you guys, just let me know too. I'm always here for you. See you. Perfect. See you later, guys. All the best. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.